Recording started. Okay, Lloyd. So, for those of us who have been living under a rock, what is trauma?
You say you're living in Iraq?
For those of us living under a rock.
In Iraq. Iraq is a country out of control. I think there's trauma there because the Toxic Avenger I lent a mask to the army, and the Toxie appeared in Iraq with at the top of a tank. So, and we have actually a lot of military who are fans. So I get the Iraq part. But there actually are people who live under a rock. You didn't say that. I know you were talking about the country, but there are these people who live under a rock who don't know the amazing world of trauma, and they shouldn't. But for those who don't know, is that what the question was? I'm so boring. I forgot.
Yes, for those people who don't know about trauma, what is trauma?
Trauma is the longest running independent movie studio in the history of the world. 47 years. Michael Hers and Lloyd Kaufman have been running Trauma for the whole time. Among the stars who inhabit the Trauma stables, I mix the metaphor, the Trauma universe, are the Toxic Avenger, Sergeant Kabuki-Man NYPD, Chomi the Nuclear Rodent, and many more, of course. Dolphin Man, and who could forget Lady Vibrator or whoever it was. Late, she died very sadly. Anyway, we make these low-budget movies. Nobody goes to see them, and we have the best fans in the world because the fans just keep us going and make Trauma look like we're a million, like we're a huge corporation, because so much of our work and creativity is performed by fans, including Tom D'Amico, who's an associate producer on #Shakespeare's Shitstorm, while he is organizing a million other things.
So tell us a little about yourself, Lloyd.
Sum it up in one word: bourgeois. Got lucky enough to be born white, be born in a bourgeois family, go to private schools and not appreciate them, go to Yale University, not appreciate it. Pretty fucked up. But the result is trauma. I'm very well read and well educated, and most of the people who put down our movies as bad taste, they're too stupid to realize the sophistication of movies like #Shakespeare's Shitstorm. A, it's based on The Tempest. Most of these fucks don't even know what that means. And B, the various literary references and clever effects in that movie, and the themes. The themes are all over the goddamn place. I mean, it's wonderful, and it's hilarious. And it's educational. Any kid, say 18 and above, that's not really a kid, but I would say if they want to get into Shakespeare, that's a nice way to go to Shakespeare. And Romeo and Juliet, not bad either, written by James Gunn, the son of Shakespeare, or the nephew of Lloyd Kaufman.
So why did you start Trauma Entertainment?
So I've written books about this. I've been literally, you can read my first book, which was written by James Gunn. All I need to know about filmmaking, I learned from The Toxic Avenger. And I talk a lot about the idea behind Trauma. Basically, Michael Hers and I wanted to make our own damn movies. And I had bought into the since I am bourgeois, as I mentioned, I speak fluent French, of course, and I was turned on to the Cahiers de Cinéma, literally notebooks of cinema, the magazine of the French Cinematheque, the most prestigious archival movie museum in the world. And I bought into their theory of the auteur theory of making movies, which was that the director of the film is an author, is an auteur, and should have 100% control over the medium, and that, like a book, the director should be the author of the movie, that the movie should come from the brain, the heart, and the soul of the director. And so, ergo, in fact, the journalists who propounded the French auteur theory were people like Jean-Luc Godard and Claude Chabrol and other people, other filmmakers, other journalists who were transitioning, and they were not transitioning into another sex; they were transitioning into filmmaking from journalism. Very interesting period. And by period, I do not mean the monthly red flow of a identified female. And by female, I do not mean, no, sorry. So when you start talking to Tom D'Amico, tell you can't stop. At least I can't.
I've been watching a lot of the auteur films lately.
Anything that pops out?
Weekend. I watched that a few days ago. That was really crazy. That was really wild.
That's the giant traffic jam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was in the New York Film Festival. I saw that in the New York Film Festival. That's a good one, I think.
Yeah, it's really well shot. Very strange what they're going for, but really well done.
Yeah, good.
Interesting. Like it did definitely open my mind to new things.
There's a movie in the Troma Now that I wanted you guys to look. I mean, you obviously have looked at it, but I sent a note to you and John. It's a really weird horror film, but I'd love to know what that guy wants to do next.
I scheduled the interview with him for Monday. I spoke to him.
Oh, good. Okay, great. What do you think of that movie?
I hadn't seen that. John liked it a real lot.
Oh, good. Well, check it out. See what you think. I was
going to watch it.
Yeah, I was quite taken by it. I mean, there's no way you're going to make money with it, but it's true art and originality. Yeah.
He's friends that came in from Liam. He's friends with Liam.
Terrific. Great.
So, what are the things that Troma has been known for?
Well, the people who go to see a Troma movie, and our movies are made for the big screen. People know they may love The Toxic Avenger. They may hate Romeo and Juliet, but they will never forget hashtag Shakespeare's shitstorm. They will go on a ride in the cinema they've never been on before. They'll have an adventure in the cinema, and they will have a genuine emotion in the cinema. And of course, most people know our movies due to the small screen. But the best way to see our films, and our films are made for the big screen, and our fans generally prefer to see our movies on a big screen. But unfortunately, not too many big screens will accept our movies. And it's very interesting that these two theater chains that basically these are the blockbusters of theater chains, Regal and AMC, are going bankrupt, just like Blockbuster, because they put all the mom and pop theaters out of business, and the public doesn't want to see the shit they want to show, and they don't want to show the really independent movies, which the public does want to see, especially during a pandemic, and they're getting billions of dollars from the government in those PPE or PPP, right? Troma gets virtually nothing, and AMC and the other one owned by Chinese are getting all the dough and firing people, hundreds of thousands of people. They hate movies. I think this is an excellent interview. Making absolutely no sense. You're recording, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, good.
Sum up Troma to you in 5 words.
First of all, I have to count to 5. All right, I got it. And now I remember what 5 is. Worshipping at the altar of cinema.
Can't ask for anything better than that.
Yes, you can, but not for me.
Lloyd, what do you think of the genre these days? The horror genre and genre films in general?
Yeah, thanks to the digital revolution, movies can be made very inexpensively. So you have wonderful modern genre movies like Father's Day that Troma produced, and Mother's Day, actually, that my brother wrote and directed and produced, Charles Kaufman, made in 1980, of course. But Father's Day, there are a lot of great new filmmakers out there. So I think all genre movies will be much for the better. The problem is there are only a small number of genre film makers who are going to be permitted to suck the corporate teeth and have enough money to live on. The rest are going to be having their faces pressed up against the vitrine of the store, the vitrine of the store window, looking in on the feast of the Rupert Murdochs of the future. Sorry to say, the miracle is you can make a movie for nothing now. And there's always tons of great talent out there, and there are great movies being made. But unfortunately, a lot of the young people don't get to make a second movie because the first one doesn't make money. Not because it isn't good, but because of the way the industry is structured. You young people have to get involved with one of the vassals of the mainstream, like Sony Classics or Fox Searchlight or something like that. Otherwise, I think it's going to be very hard to make a living. Or you come up with your own new technology. You invent Slack. You invent Unity, something like that, or some new VR thing.
I'm probably going to wind up with Hallmark movies. The way it's going.
Yeah. Well, Hallmark's is very successful.
What do you think are the your top three Troma films to date?
Well, I think hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm is the best of all the Troma movies. Honestly, truly, I do feel that way.
Yeah.
I think Citizen Toxie. Let me think. The top three. I have to say, I don't know. I can't really. Terra Firma, I would put next because it's most personal.
That would be one of the most influential films, I feel like, especially for people of my age and around it. It was the movie that made us feel like we could make a movie.
And also how not to do it. So there's Terra Firma, and then I'd say Citizen Toxie.
Okay, here's one you've thought about, Lloyd. If you were to end...
How much more of this is there? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be insulting to TE.
7 more questions.
Excuse me?
7 more questions.
Oh, why don't we break it off now and send them this, and then we can do more tomorrow or some other weekend. Do it on any day when you're not busy.
No problem, Lloyd. Yeah, we can do some tomorrow.
All righty.
You got it. I'll send this over to him so he's got the start of it.
Great. And is the sound off now?
Hold on. I might.
I want to say something to you, in other words.
Yeah, hold on. Well, no, I'll give you a call. I don't think I can. I can't stop the recording with stopping everything.
Oh, all right. Don't worry.
Oh.
It's not important, whatever it is.